How's it going, guys? Ultrasive here. In today's video, we're going to be testing out Nvidia Geforce Now, which is like Nvidia's beta test program on like cloud computing for gaming. So yeah, we're going to be playing Fortnite and we're going to be benchmarking it. You want to see the settings I'm using like the custom settings and getting the max out of everything. So 120 FPS, even though I have a 60 Hz monitor, it's going to slightly decrease quality, but I want to see if we can actually stream 120 FPS. We're using a bitrate of 50 megabits per second, which my internet can easily handle, and we're playing at 1080p, which I'm assuming most people are going to be playing at 1080p. Also, you're not gonna I have adjusting off for everything, and I'll just see the server's quality and all that. So let's get right into playing Fortnite. So when you get put into like a Geforce Now virtual computer, you kind of get put into their virtual desktop, which you can't really do much with besides run the game launcher. And to understand this, we're basically coming into a virtual server that has multiple server-sided GPUs. Nvidia hasn't really announced what they are, and I can't really figure out what they are myself, but from what I know, the GPUs have like a shared combination, or just each one has 24 gigabytes of VRAM. I don't know what type of VRAM, or I don't know where it's coming from, but apparently it's 24 gigs. It's using probably a multi-core server CPU, and you're getting about 2 to 4 cores of it, so that's 4 to 8 threads probably in this environment. And I haven't figured out how much RAM that is, so yeah, it's kind of questionable to what you're actually getting out of it. But I have a GTX 1066 gigabyte in my system, and I can say I probably get around a little bit less performance out of it. Yeah, that's probably what you're gonna see as well. In the beta right now, Geforce Now is free as long as you get approved or get into the program, but in the future it's gonna cost $25 for 20 hours of gameplay, which from right now, that's kind of excessive. That's a little bit more than $1 per hour, which, I mean, if you're a gamer who can't afford a PC, that's a little bit much, assuming that probably the younger audiences are going to be using this rather. And that's pretty expensive, because my main concern is, if you don't have amazing internet, the game kind of looks grainy, and if you're a kid, you can't really afford that price either. And you also have like input lag. The input lag isn't bad, however, but it's still a lot worse than just playing a game on your own GPU. For example, in a game like CSGO, where you need to flick a lot, and you need to have a fast reaction time when somebody's coming around the corner or something, you're not going to do well, and there's no chance you can really play competitively in a game that hardcore. So for this benchmark, we're going to run everything on Epic. Make sure show FPS is on, motion blur is off, and my frame rate is set to unlimited. So you're really gonna like see the full potential of this. So yeah, I honestly hate how Fortnite looks on all Epic settings. Like, they blur it with anti-aliasing. It's so annoying. Why do you blur stuff? It just, I don't like the way anti-aliasing looks, to be honest. Like, it's so much blur. All right, let's play a solo, and let's see how well we can actually play in Fortnite now that we're on Geforce Now. Yeah, I mean, for me and my internet, everything looks fine. It's not really artifacting or anything. The only thing I could say is I can feel the mouse delay, but it's not that much, because I am running wired connection to everything on my setup, and yeah, I'm getting full 4 bars. The servers are probably about 20 milliseconds from me. That's probably my ping. I haven't really found out my ping yet, because it doesn't really release it, but I should be getting around 20 milliseconds ping. Right now I'm playing in the Halloween Fort Mayor event, and I can tell you it's a lot easier, but whoa, okay, this game is super laggy. I think it's because we're in the lobby. Yeah, and like whenever you're lower than 60 FPS, the servers limit your FPS that they send you to 60, which is kind of annoying in a way. But we're gonna go, how about Lucky Landing, and I can try to talk about this more. I'm really feeling like the servers can't even handle it right now, because I'm only getting like 90 FPS when I set it up to be 120. So it'd probably be a lot smoother on 60 FPS, plus you'll get slightly higher quality. But it's absolutely fine for what it is right now. Kind of glitchy in a way. It does not feel like as smooth as if I were getting 100 FPS in Fortnite. Probably because I'm flying in at the moment. It's not like actual Fortnite gameplay or anything. I can see, especially in this game, build fights being a problem because you lag. Like, everything feels delayed. So yeah, build fighting, you're probably not going to do extremely well. But if you're just a casual player who just sort of doesn't build any 3-layer ramps or anything, I can see this being extremely good for you. But the thing is, that price tag of $25 for 20 hours, it's a little bit expensive to me. For like what you're getting and everything, it just seems a little overpriced, to be honest. The game is playing pretty smooth right now, I can tell you that for sure. So, I mean, it is pretty nice. One thing I really do wish is that they would release like the specs of the server so we can see what we're buying beforehand. Or some people could actually like run test benchmarks or like know what we're getting. Like, when you're doing this virtual computer, we don't know like how many cores on the CPU we're gonna get. We don't know because it seems like it's like a CPU bottleneck a lot of the time. Like, I'm getting 60 FPS right now, and it's probably a CPU bottleneck rather. So from what I've noticed, making small, really accurate movements is kind of hard to do when you're playing on something with a little bit of latency, to be honest. Alright, so I see a player. He's in front of me in the long barn. I'm gonna test out some combat and see how well I can do. Keep in mind that I'm not the greatest player in the world, so yeah. Whoa, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about this mode. Oh, and I'm out of mats now. That's lit. Oh, he's up on top of the roof. Okay, I can see this is actually like pretty freaking hard to do. Yep, alright. That was a decent player as well. I ran out of mats in that fight. Yeah, it's very, very hard to aim a shotgun when you're slightly delayed against like a moving player. Just a comment. So the review that I would give it right now is that it is very good during the beta because it's free, and you guys should definitely try it out on your computer if you don't necessarily have a GPU or your CPU isn't that great, because it doesn't use any like system resources whatsoever. Like, you can run this on pretty much anything. It's just that good. So as a final review, and like what I'm saying is, we'll definitely have to see this when it actually comes out at a full release, because I don't like making too many comments on something while it's still in its beta stages. Yeah, there's some things it probably needs to fix. I would like to know like the actual specs, and I'd have to say the price is a tad bit much. Yeah, I know you're doing cloud computing and it's very expensive and everything, but in my opinion, if you're just buying like a gaming PC, getting like from what we're gonna see, like a 1050, because you don't get latency for one. Getting like a Ryzen 2400 or something that's cheap, a micro ATX motherboard, 8 GB of RAM, you're probably gonna play just as well, or you're probably gonna play better because there's no latency. In a game like as low intensity as Fortnite rather, you're gonna get your 60 FPS pretty easily, and you're gonna play very smooth. So I'm just saying, I would like to make like a full review when this comes out. I'll try getting one out, but I'm just at this point in time, I am not gonna play GeForce Now over per se like a computer that doesn't like my computer at the moment, because I have a 1066 GB FX 9590, and I just like I don't feel as if it's necessary, or I'm getting that many more FPS, because a lot of the fact is to do with like latency, and it's a big thing to do, especially when gaming. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. Peace. Definitely like this video or comment other games you want me to do like a benchmark or review on with this. I'll try to stick with like the game's performance on this rather than, or I'll slightly comment on GeForce Now like experience, but yeah, I'll definitely do some like benchmarks using GeForce Now and like see like the frame rates that I can get. So yeah, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Peace.